Hey there, it's Valerie McDowell and it's Write It Out Wednesday. So good to see you. I've missed you guys. I know we've had a little break and I hope you've been writing because that's what that was for. And just for those who are tuning in, I am Valerie McDowell, your writer, editor, and book coach accelerator. We come on here now on the first and third Wednesdays at 7 p.m. so we could fit a couple other things on our schedule during the week. And so because we're growing, we have such great clients and everyone wants to write a book. It's a wonderful feeling to be able to support and help those who are on their author journey. So tonight we have a great topic. We're going to be talking about why do you need a book coach? Okay, why do you need a book coach? And mainly because a book coach helps you reach your goals. But first of all, Write It Out Wednesday, for those of you who don't know, is the day that we put you back on your writing list. Many people don't have time to write, don't have time. There's so many things on your schedule. But the thing about it is, if you don't plan it, you won't get it done. Okay, if you don't plan it, you won't get it done. The reason I've been able to help over 12 authors so far just this year, and I have about 6 or 7 in the works, is because they put this book on their schedule. And that's the same thing that can happen for you. You can put yourself on your schedule because it is yours. Now, irregardless of the other things that you have to do, there may be a job, there may be some other responsibilities that you have to do during the day. Some of you may be homeschooling your children. Some of you have other businesses and different things that you're doing. But if you don't plan it, like you plan to eat every day, right? You put that on the schedule, like I'm going to eat breakfast, I'm going to eat lunch, I'm going to eat dinner. So, when you put those things on your schedule, it is more likely that you will actually get it done. And so we're here tonight, Write It Out Wednesday, where we're going to be talking about 10 ways working with a book coach helps you hit your goal of becoming a published author. So 10 ways, we'll see how far we go tonight. We may not get through all 10 and we might pick it up the next time, which might be a great idea. So we're going to be talking about, because writing a book is such an amazing accomplishment. For so many people, it is about legacy. It's about, accomplishing something that you put on your to-do list many years ago. And to be able to check done, it's like I'm a D in that DISC personality. So to actually check done is something that I really like to be able to do. And so I know that for many of you that are budding writers looking to become a published author, that one of the things that happens is you believe you have the best idea. But the thing is, there comes a point, just like with anything else, that for those people who are dancers, like if you want to become a professional dancer, one of the things you have to do is audition. And then they tell you whether or not you got it or not. And the same thing with singing and acting and all kinds of things. But the thing about writing, people are like, because many people write some form of writing, write something down, an email, a text, something every day. So most people think they're pretty good at writing. But there are some secrets that you need. There are some techniques, some strategies that you need so that you can actually go from idea to publish. And primarily the thing that you need to help you get there is a coach. That you can do this on your own, but if you're the only person working on it, you're the only person that's doing everything when it comes to your book, there may be some gaps or some holes that you find out after the fact. Whoops, there's something in my way. But there may be some gaps that you find out about after the fact. And I remember supporting someone who was putting out their first book, and they had a certain date that they wanted to get it out. But the thing about it, because as they got closer and closer to that date, they did not have a finished product. But they put it out anyway because their date was more important than the product. And the thing about it is, that's like saying, that putting a meal out was more important than making sure the food was done. Like how would you feel that, the dinner was at 6:30, but you just got home at 6 o'clock, but your guests were on their way. And so you just half cooked some food and were like, they won't notice it. Yes, they will. Not only will they notice it, but they won't eat it. And so the thing about it is, it's like when you want to put out a good product, you need some other eyes, some other hands, and particularly some other help to make sure that you get it done, okay? So tonight we're going to be talking about 10 ways working with a book coach helps you hit your goal, okay, to become a published author, because that's really what the goal is. 10 ways. We'll see how many we get through. Like I said, we might not get through them all, and we can save it for next time. But the number one way that a book coach can help you is they help you get your self-talk right. Okay, they help you get your self-talk right. One of the biggest obstacles to writing your book is all the stuff that you say to yourself, okay? I have this book on my bookshelf, and as you guys see, I have lots of books. But one of the books is, What Do You Say When You Talk to Yourself? And that's a book that was recommended by my coach. But it's like, and it aligns with another book I have about writing things down. It's like, what are you saying to yourself? So many times we're defeated before we even get started because of what we're saying. Okay, what are you saying to yourself? What are you saying about this book? Because until you start declaring and decreeing what you want out of this book process, then you're only going to get what it is you say. If you say things like, oh man, I'm never going to be able to get this done, guess what? You're not going to get it done. But if you say things like, you know what? I need to check my attitude. Why am I saying this is hard? Is it because I haven't put it on the schedule? Like I said, this is the reason why we do Write It Out Wednesday. Or is it because I haven't looked to what I need to do? Like I need help, I need strategies, I need techniques. Like what is the reason that you're saying these negative things to yourself? Because the thing is, it's just like, you're never going to move forward in other areas of your life if negativity is what's leading you. Okay, so let's do some self-talk. We call it mindset work. When you get your mind right, I was sharing with someone the other day that your actions won't change until your mind changes, and your mind won't change until what you're thinking about changes. So what are you thinking about? I have a wonderful client who's thinking about being a best-selling author. Okay, and because that's what he's thinking, that's what he's saying, that's what he's believing, it's like it's going to happen for him, And so what are you saying? How are you speaking the thing that you need to say? What are you doing to move that book project forward? Because it all starts in the head, okay? It all starts in your mind. Because then that's where the ideas are, anyway. It's like part of what I do as a book coach is I help pull out of you what's inside, okay? That many of us have things inside of us that we don't know how to get out. So part of working with a coach is to get your mindset right, to get those thoughts out that are not going to do you any good, and to get you on the path to speaking and saying those things that are moving you forward, so that what you start writing or typing will actually be a part of that book. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is get our self-talk right, okay? Because that will give us the ability to move forward, okay? Self-talk is number one. Number two, having a book coach pushes you to think outside the box, okay? So that kind of goes along with the first one, because oftentimes we think about, like, especially if we've had an idea for a long time, that we're like, well, no, this is what I want to write about. I'm sure about this, and you have this very concrete thing that you want to do. But when you haven't had any outside voices a part of that process, anyone to vet that idea with, then you may not be thinking fully or even critically about what it is that you want to write about. That sometimes you need that other voice to take a look at that idea, to kind of open it up and see, so you want to write a book about this. Okay, and why do you want to write a book about this? Like, what's the background? What's the story? What's the impetus behind it? Because having a book coach helps to uncover, and it actually also helps you think outside the box, which is our point. Because sometimes you might be thinking a little bit too narrowly, and you need to expand that view a little bit. Or you might be thinking that you can do this with the book when your book coach will tell you about all the other opportunities that you can have when you write a book, okay? So number one, it's like, why do you need a book coach? It's because it helps you get your self-talk right. And number two, it helps you to think outside the box. And how many of you know that so many times we're stuck because we have never been around other people. We haven't been in other environments. We don't talk about other things. We don't go other places. And so our worldview can be very limited. So until you talk to someone else, until you bring in a coach, until you bring in some help, then you may not be thinking as widely or broadly as you need to, because you're just kind of limited to that box that you've been in. And it may not be a bad box, it might be a very nice box, but having someone else come along with you along that path can help you think just a little bit differently about what else can be done with that book. Because, the goal is really that you have a great product. And when you bring it to the forefront and allow someone else to put their hand on it, to kind of open it up, and you got to release that so they can get in. But the thing is, when you allow that process to happen, so much more can come about. The genesis of what you can create together is so much more than if you just did it by yourself, okay? So that's the second point, that it helps you think outside the box when you have a coach. It's like, I have a coach, and I was like, wow, I never thought about that, and by having someone, particularly you want a coach because you want someone who's ahead of you. I'm a published author. I've written my own books. I've published my own books, so I can help you write and publish your own. And the thing is, you don't want someone who's never written a book or who's never published to be your coach. You want someone with experience. And I haven't just written and published my own, but I've helped at least 13 other people write and publish their own books too. So I have a track record of actually going from idea to publish, helping people take that idea, get it out of them, and take them to that next stage and actually take them to completion. Because the whole point of starting a book is to finish it. You don't want to just, plenty of people have unfinished projects laying around. And during this time of quarantine, I hope some of those projects have gotten done. But that was our second point. So we've got 2 points, and I'm looking at the time. I'm not sure if we're going to get through all 10. But number 3, the thing about having a book coach, okay, is that they help increase your creativity and income, okay? To increase your creativity and an income. And one of the things about, I was saying with thinking outside the box is that once your mind shifts towards something that you've never thought about, then your creative juices start to multiply. It's like things you haven't thought about, ways that you can use your book, and the thing about building income that, many people's like, oh, I'm going to write a book because I want to make a lot of money. And it's like, that may be a good goal, but what's an even better goal? What's the impact that you want to make on people? What transformation really do you want to provide to people? Because that's really what it's about. How can you make someone's life better as a result of reading your book? Like what insight, what strategy, what helpful hints, what ability to overcome, say, an illness or a disability or something. What can you offer to the world that leaves a lasting impact, that makes someone's life better or makes the world better? Do you have a way for us to deal with environmental, issues in our country? We're dealing with a lot of climate change. We see it through the weather. Do you have a book that you can write that deals with that topic? Do you have a book to help parents who are homeschooling right now? Like, that would be a great book. There's so many different opportunities that your book can present, and it won't even just bring you extra money, but it'll bring you more reach, that more people will know about what it is you do. We're not talking generally just a celebrity, but you yourself, that the opportunities that can come about because you've written a book, that it will open up doors for being a speaker. That once someone sees your book, and your book is like your calling card now. No longer are people just collecting business cards, because a lot of times, how many business cards do you have that you have no idea who these people are after a while? You go through your drawer, your pockets, some purse, you're like, God, I don't even remember when I got this card. But with a book, you will remember that book. You will remember that person. You will remember what you got out of that presentation that they did, and you wanted more of them. And so you purchasing that book was a way for you to have more of that message, more of what they were helping you to see, to think differently, to transform your life, to overcome an obstacle or situation in your life, to just become a better person. And so having a book is one of those opportunities that allows you to be a speaker, to teach, to create a course even, to come up with a way that you can create, transformation for someone else's life. And so it's always a great way to think about, not always just how much money can I make, but what impact can I make on someone's life? Okay, what impact can I make on someone's life? Because that's really what it's all about, the impact that you can make. And then Another reason that you want to have a coach is that a coach can help you build your squad. Okay, build your team, your village, whatever it is you want to call, because you cannot do this by yourself. Okay, you cannot do this by yourself. So the thing about having a coach is they come with their machine, their resources that help you go from, like I said, idea to publish. And by having those multiple options and people that you are now connected to, that your book will do so much better because it will be professionally done. It will be edited properly. It will be cleaned up, and you will have a wonderful product that will be published. Because when you don't have the right teammates, when you don't have the right squad in your corner backing you up, then you can just put out something and you'll be like, and I will just put it this way. When books are done by someone, okay, who didn't have any help. Because it looks like that. It looks like maybe they went to Staples or Kinko's or somewhere and they just copied itself and stapled it in the middle. It's like, not to say that that's not a book, but you can do better these days. There are so many more options to have a professionally done book, and having a book coach puts you in touch with the people that do that. Because I know if my name goes in that book anywhere, then it's going to be a wonderful product. It's going to be a great looking product. It's going to be, the content will be great, and everything about that book, will be what we want it to be. Because the thing is, when you have a coach, you want a coach who operates in a spirit of excellence. Okay. You don't want some slipshoddy kind of stuff. You want someone who works in excellence. So working in excellence is a way for you to build up what it is that you're doing and to make sure that your product with your name on it, your picture, or however it is presented, is what you want to stand behind. It's like, it's what you want to know, that this is my product, this is what I did, and this is good. And so we want to just celebrate that. We want to just let you know that getting your squad together, getting your village is what you get when you get a coach, that you get a number of other people who can help you get your job done so that you can, again, go from idea to publish. And then another one of the reasons why you need a coach. Okay, number 5, are we keeping touch? That we had number 1, that we were, helping you to get out of your head. Okay, get your mind right. Number 2, pushing you outside of the box. Number 3, a book coach helps you to increase your creativity and income. Number 4, they help you pull your team together or find your squad, because none of us can do this life alone. We can't, not only can we not do life alone, we can't get a book done alone. Like it's plenty of stuff you could do by yourself, but having other people, even to have someone beta read your book, even to have someone edit your work, that's not you. Because once you're holding something for a long time, particularly if it's over months or years that you've looked at something, your mind will automatically fill in things that are not there. Okay, but when you have a set of eyes that's never seen this, they're going to pick up everything that is there, like extra spaces or, breaks in the text or just other things that you would miss because you've just looked at it too many times. Okay, so number 5, and I love this one, identify strengths and weaknesses. This is one of the main jobs of having a coach or mentor in your life, that they can listen to you, they can talk to you, they can see your work, and they can be like, you know what? This is what you do best. Or wait, what you just said, that's it. That's it. What you just said, that's the thing. That's your strength. But then they can also help you identify the weaknesses. That a lot of times we lose a lot of time. We expend a lot of energy doing things that we're not good at. Okay, we spend a lot of time doing things we're not good at. And so as a result, that we aren't able to actually fulfill the things that we need to do because we're getting stuck in things that we should just delegate or get someone else to help us to do. So identifying your strengths and weaknesses is something that a coach can help you do, because they'll be like, this is what you do well. Okay, and be grateful, be thankful. This is a great thing. But you don't have to be caught up that you can't do 10 things really, really well. If you can do 2 or 3 things just really, really like in a spirit of excellence, do that. And those other things that you kind of have to or do kind of sort of, pass that off to someone else, because there's someone else who can do those parts much better than you in a shorter period of time with less stress, okay? Let's say that for the people in the back, with less stress. That sometimes, I mean, I know even for myself that I've gotten caught up in trying to get some technical things done and some other stuff done. And I'm just like, okay, did the whole day go by and I still didn't get this done? So finding someone else, getting some help, delegating that to, another professional, someone else who can help you get that work done is so much better than you getting stuck, not being able to get moving towards the end of that book. And so I'm going to just stop with those first 5 for tonight. So I just hope you've been able to get something out of that we've been talking tonight about, why you need a coach, and 10 ways working with a book coach helps you hit your goal of becoming a published author. So we've taken on the first 5. Okay, so the first 5 again was, number 1, it gets your self-talk right. Okay. Number 2, that it pushes you to think outside the box. Number 3, increases your creativity and income. Number 4, helps you to find your squad and village. And number 5, that a good book coach will help you identify strengths and weaknesses. So we're going to pick this up in 2 weeks when we come back. Okay. In the meantime, I want you to work on those top 5 reasons why. If you don't have a book coach, if you're looking for someone to help you take your idea to publish, to walk you through that process, to come alongside of you, then I'm going to put a link down below that we want you to have your book done, and you can get started this year. It's not too late. We are in the 4th quarter of the year. Okay. Lots of things can happen in the 4th quarter. And so if you want to get a book, we can help you get started this year. All right. So once again, thank you for joining me. I am Valerie McDowell, your writer, editor, and book coach accelerator, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. All right. Bye-bye.